Good morning, everyone. It is Funky Fresh Fridays. It's amazing. We are already done with our training. Thank you, everybody, for joining me earlier. We're going to close out our Friday with some fun, answering some more questions if you didn't get them done. LFG, Mikey, Christian, Jake. Good morning, Jay. Everybody, Joey, it's the day of Jays. Look at that. You sound great. You look great. Sana, good to see you. Oh my goodness, Funky Fresh, Justin Pugh, the Justin Pugh with the Rob Deerdeck and Colleen, Keaton. We got a little kaka there. Let's go ahead and mark up David at dmeltzer.com if you want the replay from today's training. You can download it on any platform, Bluewire, the playbook. If you haven't seen the new studio at the Wynn, check it out. Bluewire Studio at the Wynn, featuring the playbook, sports and entertainment with David Meltzer. That's me. And I love that studio. I love my studio at SoFi. And here in Orange County, we're rocking and rolling. We're growing. Joey, good to see you. Rob Deerdeck in the house on Friday, sitting in his hot tub. I know how he is religious about being a student in his calendar. He built an app about being productive, accessible, and grateful, understanding the key indicators of his happiness through time, the man-made construct of the 24 hours of activity that we're given. Phil, there's no doubt it's Chargers, not Cowboys. Can't wait to go to the game at SoFi. Going to take my supercharger fan, my son, and my wife. It's going to be a great time. I might even take Matt with me. Never been to a Cowboy game. So looking good there. Prashant, Christina, Madrigal. Always great to see you. Positive force of light, love, and lessons. All right, enough about that. Let's get to some content, qualitative, quantitative. If you could switch places with anyone on earth, who would you pick? Sorry, I'm not switching places with anyone. I enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of my own potential. Comparison is the thief of joy. If I look at someone and they have something that I want, then I put it into my daily practices and make it something that I want. But I want my own life. There is no better than here. It's one of the ancient lessons of Sanskrit, written thousands of years ago before there was writing. There is no better than here. And so I'm not switching places with anyone. I am sorry, my friend. I am completely grounded into the law of gravity. I am happy with everything, where I'm at, exactly where I'm supposed to be, at the right place at the perfect time. I am not going to put focus in on what's missing. If something is something that I want, I'm going to put it into my what, my who, my how, my now, and apply my why to it. So don't, and you can't find something outside of you that you cannot get inside. So look inside and create outside. Collaborative, creative effort that it takes. Bernard, good to see you. Shri, good to see you as well. Everybody, we're rocking and rolling this morning. Thank you for all these great things. Where are you hosting your meetup today? I am hosting it in Huntington Beach. We're going to post up the pizzeria's name there at Huntington Beach, across from the beach club, right on PCH. At the hotel there. I forget the name of the pizzeria. But please email me, david@dmeltzer.com, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Meet up today. Haven't been in Southern California doing a meetup in a while. Huntington Beach, 4 p.m. Join me. Meet up one-on-one. I'll have books there. Ebooks, audiobooks are always available. But how about a signed copy of my book? Come and see me. Take a picture. Answer some questions live. Let's share our energy together. Rohan, good to see you as well. Please come to my meetup. Love to see you there. What would you tell your younger self? Ask for help. I always tell my younger self, myself, and my future self, Tower 15 Pizza. Look it up in Huntington Beach. We'll be meeting right outside there. As you know, the organic nature of what I do, just giving back and learning the lessons to be a great leader, an intelligent follower. It's right next to or inside the Huntington Beach Hyatt, the Tower 15 Pizza, Tower 15 Pizza, Huntington Beach Hyatt. Tell your future and younger self the same thing. Ask for help. Find someone who sits in the situation you want to be in and ask them for directions. The greatest thing that we can do is prove the connectivity of oneness, recollection, reminder, and remembrance by asking for help. Look a little sick. You good, Dave? No, just running hard here. So thank you for caring, but I feel great. Energy's high. don't know why my eyes look like they do, but they do. Anyway, my friend from Fitvine is here. We'll be bringing you on right now. Bum, 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 bum. All right, we're going live. And Tom, Mark Warren and Tom Beaton, the co-founders of Fitvine Wine. What a great way to go into the weekend with Fitvine Wine. Mark Warren, you're here. I think you need to upgrade the Instagram. It's not allowing them to join Nick. Oh, there we go. Hey.
Hey, good morning, Dave. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tom will be jumping in as well. We're in two different locations. I'm actually sitting outside of a room of a hotel on Martha's Vineyard because I was here for an event with Pedro Martinez last night.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Nothing like I missed those events, and now we're starting to open up, and I'm starting to go to those myself. Make sure that Tom sends me a request so I can add him in. I know under the Fitvine Wine one, it didn't allow me to join him for some reason, but he will join. Anyway, before he gets here, give me a little bit of background on Fitvine. And I know you and Tom have two good friends, which is not easy. There he goes. He's back. Let me try to join Tom real quick. Nope, it won't allow me. It won't allow me to join. Maybe you can request. Let me try one more try. Sorry about this.
No worries.
We'll try this way. I'm sending him a request. There we go. Anyway, hopefully. Yeah, there
nice.
he goes.
Perfect.
Hey guys. All right.
All right. It worked.
All right. So
Good to
it's
see you,
amazing
David.
in the wine business. Good to see you. You know, I have so many friends that have friends and create wine businesses. Danica Patrick has her ride or die friends involved. Cameron Diaz has her ride or die friends involved. And here you are, two good friends that created Fitvine. Let's talk about how you started or why you would start this business together as friends.
I'll let Mark do it. He's in a better location. Go ahead.
Yeah, Martha Vineyard's good. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, it's not nice weather, but still good to be here. So, you know, I mean, Tom and I have worked together for over a decade. We had been in tech together and started a couple small tech companies and sold them, but nothing about that was passion. It was really just drive to not want to work for somebody else or show up every day in a cubicle. But we'd always both had an affinity for wine. We both were athletes for years. Tom played hockey. I had been in martial arts. As we were getting older and getting to our 40s and pretending to still be athletes and just trying to stay somewhat fit, we'd go to some of these events and always see, you know, beer or spirits. And, you know, Tom said, he's like, hey, why isn't there wine here? He's like, why isn't wine looked at in the same active lifestyle as like beer or spirits are trying to step into? So, you know, we talked about it and decided, you know, was there a way to create just a great, approachable, clean, great tasting wine that was full alcohol that had some real attributes to it? And we're talking about sub $20 wine. You know, 90% of the wine sold in the United States is you know, under $20. Typically, it's around $15. So we're not picking on, you know, the single vineyards that are nice, you know, $100, $150 bottles of wine. This is the mass-produced wine in the U.S. And as we dug deeper and deeper, like food, a lot of things can be over-processed in wine. Government allows 76 different flavor additives. A lot of these things tend to bring in things that negatively impact people, whether they get swelling, flushing, it just, you know, headaches, whatever it need be. And it wasn't one component. It was multiple components. So whether it was too much sugar, too much sulfites, additives. So we had a friend in California that Tom had known for years from, again, back in the tech days, who was a winemaker. He and his family's been out there for decades. So we tapped into him, said, you know, Alan, is there a way to, you know, bring this forward? So it took us a couple of years, you know, drank a lot of bad wine, but launched the brand in 2015 in a very unconventional way. Unlike Cameron Diaz's beautiful face or Danica Patrick's beautiful face, we didn't have beautiful faces. So, you know, it's very hard to break into the liquor industry because it's a three-tier system. You know, you have a distributor who sits in the middle of you and the retailer. So we started via social media. It was just running ads and reaching out to people and then wine on our shoulders and going to events. So 5-6 days a week for the first year, we were in every yoga studio, spin studio, CrossFit gym. We'd show up to mud runs, marathons. Lululemon would call us, say, hey, it's a Sunday night VIP night. We have 100, you know, of our VIP people coming in. Want to come serve some wine? So that's really how we started the business. And initially, we thought it was going to be for active athletes. Like, oh, these crazy CrossFitters or triathletes who watch every macro but still want to drink. They were an easy win. You tell somebody who's an athlete, hey, you know, eat cauliflower rice instead of regular rice, and you'll be 30 seconds faster in your run. They'll do it. But for this, we saw more of the general public. The people who were going to watch the events who were just saying, you know, I'm not that athlete, But aspirationally, I'm just trying to do better things. I'm trying to get rid of processed foods. Maybe at lunch, instead of going to get fast food, I'll go for a walk or I'll eat a salad. Or maybe I'll put a 5K in my calendar this year as just something to check the box. So that was more the general public. And then we looked at how that rolled into their lifestyles, and people looked at wine. There's many different occasions, whether it's during the week to try and wind down after a long day at work or with a family, or it's on the weekend or celebrating with friends. So wine really had so many multiple occasions, and that people a lot of times were struggling with the fact that they weren't enjoying it as much because they were having negative impact. So as we brought it forward, our focus was really taste first. So at the end of the day, if the wine doesn't taste good, it's still an indulgence. People are like, hey, if I'm going to crack open a bottle and I'm going to indulge, it better taste good. And then what came behind it. So it was incredibly low sugar, low sulfites, low tannins, and just approachable. So these are not a big steakhouse wine. These are great, just everyday drinking wines. So that was really the premise behind launching the brand.
And when you guys did that, it was earlier than the trend, right? Like today, everybody's following the trend, and yet you built a community around that. But part of the reason that you built a community was beyond just the community's need for something healthier, but it was also an attitude. And one of the things that I love about FitVine is the slogan, because, I wasn't a huge wine drinker, but I saw the slogan and I'm like, that's my kind of wine, just by the attitude or energy that you two guys bring on, which, if I'm not wrong, it's something like, we crush grapes, you crush life.
You got it.
Yeah, David, I mean, we thought, honestly, like the wine world was a little stiff and people were kind of intimidated by it. And we just wanted to loosen it up a little bit and be like, hey, we're approachable, let's have some fun here. This isn't, we're not sending rockets to space or doing brain surgery. We're just making wine, crushing grapes. People have been doing it for thousands and thousands of years. This is our spin on it. And let's just have some fun with it. So that's been the attitude since day one.
Yeah, you have, making money and having fun down, but we also have down as helping people. And
That's
so
right.
you've also integrated compassionate capitalism. And I know you have some great programs of giving money back to the Navy SEAL Foundation, for example, and many other things. Why and how do you choose, the Navy SEAL Foundation, and what is the programmatic philanthropy that you guys have instituted with FitVine?
Yeah, you talk about giving back. I mean, the first piece of that is, we looked at, wine is, if we could help people balance their lives, as Tom said, we're not saving the world. We're not, brain surgeons here, but, if wine can bring some happiness, and, fitness isn't always the best thing for your body as much as stress relief. So many people are running 100 miles an hour. Stress is so high, and stress is one of the most dangerous things for your body. So we look at it as, if we can bring in something that brings you a little happiness and de-stresses you a little, that's a win. On the bigger side of things, on the philanthropy side, we looked at, how can we start giving back? I mean, we were, blessed to have, it's not easy, bang the doors, keep driving, but, lady luck has to come in a little and drive a successful business. So, we thought, now it's time that we've got over that first hump. How can we start giving back for all our amazing, support that we've received? And so we had a lot of friends in the military. A friend of mine was ex-Navy SEAL, had taken over partnerships for the Navy SEAL Foundation. And we looked at just, the dynamic change of the overall view on the military in the last couple of decades. You go back post-Vietnam, it was a much different look of how America looked at it. Now, it takes politics out of it. It doesn't matter where you sit politically. Pretty much everybody in America, supports the military and understand that they're out there fighting every day and providing our freedoms. To be able to do things like build a wine company. So we had connected with them, and we wanted to make sure it was really something that gives back. The Navy SEAL Foundation, 93 cents of every dollar goes into its charity. And it's really to support, the heroes that are either injured or fallen in their families. So it doesn't stop at, the unfortunate day that they may pass. It really ties into their families, helping them, maybe their kids get to college or helping with a home or stuff like that. So that was important to us. And with that, as you mentioned, we donate $5 of every bottle to a specific bottle we built for them called the Red Zinfandel. To date, we've donated over $100,000. And we've done that just via online. We've now started to get some partners that are going to take that into retail. So the military bases are starting to take it in. And now Meijer is our first regional chain that has reached out that said, we want this in all 300 of our stores to help support your cause. So we're really looking to drive that donation. We have no cap on it. So if we can one day get to being able to donate $1 million a year, we'd love to be able to do so.
So anything last to add there, Tom? I know Mark has educated us and inspired us. Anything that he missed out on?
No, I always like to jump right in and jump all over him if he misses anything, but he nailed it. We feel like it's an amazing group of people and charity, and we particularly love to help the families, and the fact that to us, as Mark mentioned, 93 cents of every dollar donated goes directly to the cause is huge. There isn't a lot of overhead. There isn't huge buildings anywhere. These guys just want the money to go and go to work for people that need it. So we're proud of it, and we're proud of the work those guys do, and we're excited we can help in any way. So that's it.
Well,
yeah.
I love the fact that you guys are deconstructing what I call disease. Because what wine does, especially fit vine wine, it puts us at dis-ease, and it puts us at ease. The wine, stress you were talking about is the major contributor to disease. And instead of being at dis-ease, have a glass of fit vine wine and put yourself at ease, and do that. Let them crush the grapes and you'll crush life, being at ease. Thank you both for putting us all at ease. Thank you for all you do for our first responders, our military there with the Navy SEAL Foundation. And I love the creativity. For two guys that had no idea about the industry, you're sure showing us how we can all succeed. It's the skills, the knowledge, and desire. You don't have to have the situational knowledge of an industry to turn it on its head. Thank you both so much. I look forward to having a glass with you.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
We appreciate it. I've read a couple of your books, by the way. They're fantastic. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Keep in touch.
Got it. All right, we'll do it. Thanks, then.
Have a great weekend. Thank you very much.
You
Cheers.
too. Bye, Mark and Tom.
Bye.
Thank you, great guys here doing everything as we move on here on Funky Fresh Friday. Good to see you, Jocelyn. Good to see you, Blaine. CJ in the house. What's up? Here we go. Let me take a quick question, and then we will bring on Lubo. Let's see here. Have you added anything to your regular or adaptable routine lately? So my adaptable routine is always based off of three things: a minimum of time on my health, a minimum of time with my family, and a minimum of time in the activity I get paid for. My set routine is always adapting because I'm taking inventory of my 5 daily practices. There he is, and he is here to tell us about, and CEO of StriveStrv.com, and just an incredible 30 under 30 entrepreneur. Lubo Smid, welcome to my IG Live. Give me a little bit of background on STRV, which I assume is Strive. And then I think you might even have a Friday question for me, which seems to be the theme of the day.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much for having me, David. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure to have you.
All right.
Amazing. You look great, man. I wish I looked as good as you.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. So I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO of STRV. As you can imagine, STRV comes from the word strive. We are really passionate about what we do. We are a software design and engineering company working on a lot of different digital products for our clients as well as for ourselves. So we have been in the space for quite a while and have seen great products, especially in the sports area, come to life. We have worked for like The Athletic and now Through the Lens, which is co-founded by Carmelo Anthony and Alex Basil. We helped them to build it up. We now work for Barry's, which is one of the greatest workouts in the world. And really being in the tech space and combining it with sports, that is something that me personally, I'm extremely passionate about. I wanted to ask you if there are any trends that you see up and coming in the sports world, and what do you feel the future holds for us? We should get ready for. Is there something like that pops in your mind as we have this,
the future
Friday
of sport,
session?
the future of sports works within the realm of the stage theory. And what I mean by that is people like you will play an integral role in sports, because before, the focus of sports was always on the actual stage itself, not the stage theory. When I say that, I mean we were limited to the interaction with sports as a backdrop, as a passionate connectivity that we had. So the majority of people had to attend an event in order to have an emotional attachment to facilitate the interaction at a sporting event. You either, number one, the best way would be to play, 2 would be to coach, 3 would be to officiate, and then 4 would be to be a spectator. Well, nowadays, through technology and through STRV, companies like yours, it's the stage theory. You know, I say my whole life changes. I hated Shakespeare. I was an English major, hated Shakespeare. I didn't understand him. I thought, why would anyone read Shakespeare? It's not applicable today. Who's ever going to speak that way or write that way? Well, he taught me 2 things that are more applicable in sports for the future than I ever would imagine. 1, to thy own self be true, because the individual brand is more important in sports than it ever will, and it will only become more important. And then 2, the stage theory. The whole world is now your stage because of people like you. The whole world, if you can capture the event as a player, as a coach, as an officiant or a spectator, you now can amplify that and modify it and perpetuate it forever to the entire world. And so instead of dealing with 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, 100,000, or 1,000,000 people, we now are talking about the potentiality of billions of people. In order to facilitate that capture, modification, amplification, and perpetuation, we need technologies like yours in order to interact effectively in all 4 realms. And that's the future, whether it's gambling, esports, whether it's traditional badminton, a cornhole. You know, you see it all over. The A7FL, I own the league up in Los Angeles, and we have football without pads. None of it matters without guys like you, and that integration is the future. And so if you love sports, just don't worry about being a participant, an athlete. Don't worry about being a coach, an officiant, or a spectator. You can actually just apply your skills, your knowledge, and desire, like my friend Lubo, in the technology that he has. I hope that answers your question, my friend.
Oh, it does. It does, most definitely. And I have something for you to spark this Friday discussion. So one of the products that we actually have helped build is called Life Penalty. And it really combines all of those aspects, because technically we have a live stage with a goalkeeper, and that is live, right? Then we have a machine that is being controlled remotely from anywhere from the world, with the mobile phone, and it's an elimination game that you can play with your friends. And we have basically combined, the experience of being in a stadium and delivered it across, the world to your living room. So it definitely supports what you just mentioned, and we are very passionate about being able to do projects in this space and also in other spaces, as you know. It's becoming very, very popular right now.
Well, thank you for making Shakespeare look like a genius to those people that didn't believe before he was a genius. He is a genius. Genius being is someone who has the ability to express God through him. And you're doing the same thing with STRV, STRV.com. Strive and thrive through life with STRV. Give them a shout out. Thank you so much, Lubo, for joining me.
Thank you for having me, David. Have a great day.
You got it.
Bye-bye.
Great job. Take care. Changing the face of sports, which is one of my passions as well. We're moving to group. We got time for one quick question before I bring Brett Goldberg on, which is my mom's maiden name, at TickPick, and the founder of TickPick. And I wonder if it's TICPICK.com or TICKPICK, because I got it both ways here. So I'm going to have to ask Brett which way that goes. Let me answer a quick question here. What does it mean to be an intelligent follower? Well, an intelligent follower is a leader, someone that's more interested than interesting. If you're more interested than interesting, you realize you don't know what you don't know. In fact, the more interested you are, the more you find out, the more information you know, then you realize the only thing I know is I know less than I knew, because there's so much more to know. So to be more interested than interesting, to be an intelligent follower, to know and not just talk to or have people listen to you, have and understand what they're listening for, and be an ignorant, humble person. Be more interested than interesting, and we'll go from there. So is the company name, Blaine says it's tickpick.com. Is the company name TICK pick or is it TIC pick? Because it says on my notes TIC pick, Blaine. So let me know. I'm trying to get some consistent, stable data where we're at. At TickPick, Brett Goldberg's supposed to be here. But I will go ahead and take a question. If he's not, here we go. How do you best take control of your mental state to produce the results you're looking for? How do you best take control of your mental state to produce the results you're looking for? Well, first of all, the results are milestones, not the end. Right? We want to detach our emotions from those outcomes, attach them to the enjoyment of the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. Brett Ian Goldberg, welcome, my friend. Let's see here as we look out. I got Brett. I'm trying to join him. Joseph, good morning, Brett. How are you?
Hey, doing great.
Awesome, my friend. Sorry about the delay, or thank you for your patience, I should say. And I just want to make sure, TICKPICK, correct?
TickPick, TICKPICK.
I got a typo on my notes. I just want to make sure because it was inconsistent. And I want to talk about your app because, you know, this space is changing so quickly. There's all types of functionality that wasn't available in the last decade that now, through the processing speed, the consistency of the network, and the creativity and curiosity, we're able to do so many more things. What was the inspiration for you, the shift in the paradigm or the distinction of TickPick compared to everybody else in your space? By the way, Chris Johnson, Hoops, is in the house. Chris Johnson, he's the man, LeBron's boy, everyone's unbelievable basketball coach, mental and physical coach. Chris Johnson, I haven't seen you, buddy, but welcome. Come meet me at SoFi, Chris. I miss you. Anyway, go ahead, Brett Goldberg.
Yeah, I remember, talking with my wife at the time, like 2013, when Amazon was really starting to do their app development. And I was asking her, like, you really are buying things on the app? And then my own transition of starting to buy on app, and it became pretty clear. And so we were really early on in the app development space.
And with that development, what has been the evolution? Because obviously way back then, the capabilities of the platform was exponentially slower, speed, capability. It's incredible what we can do. So those innovations now in the space, what are some of those that have allowed you to create a cost-saving mechanism, a more efficient, effective, and statistically successful way of getting to the entertainment events that you want to get to?
Yeah, I don't think it's just on the app side. I think it's the overall everything in that ecosystem. And so when you think about StubHub, our biggest competitor, and they're on a legacy system that was early 2000s. And Chris and myself created this company. We had one other person. We were probably 4 or 5 people. And if you were using us 2014, 2015, you wouldn't have known the difference in the size and scale of us compared to StubHub. So it's just the sheer power of software development at this point and what you can accomplish, and then particularly also in the cloud side. So from the start, we've always been cloud, which is funny that that's become a huge buzzword over the last couple of years. But since we've been doing this, it's been all cloud.
One of the things the UI provides, which I love, obviously I've been in the space a long time. Syncondura, I mean, their exit was what, 4.5 billion at StubHub. It's a big space, something to pay attention to. But the UI, I think, allows me to sort a qualified sorting mechanism that has frustrated me with everyone else, right? I want to be able to figure out, can I rely on the fact that, this is the best deal, and determine it by what I think the best deal is, not by some algorithm that has, no idea that, of the game. They think that, the lower you sit, the more valuable it is. And meanwhile, it's a sport that you're much better off being in Plaza or Lowe's than down on the field level. But yet they're throwing all the wrong seats at me for the wrong price. How did you establish such a great UI when it comes to sorting price, best deal, best seat, and even giving a score to the seat as well?
So the algorithms are somewhat straightforward, but what makes them unique is that you have a human element behind them. So for every single venue in the nation, there's a human behind saying what those sections and what the value is, what the relative value is. And there's still some fine tuning that can be done, to your point, like in the NFL. It's tough because for a game, you may want to be on the 50-yard line, if you're bringing a client, it could be really cool to sit first row, 50-yard line. But realistically, you want to be in that 10th row. So that algorithm piece is pretty hard to figure out. And that's your point where we're giving you the baseline, and then it's still down to the user. We'll show you those, everything's rated from A+ to D. And there's a lot of fine tuning still to do, because you could have a D rated deal that maybe is the ticket that you want to buy, but ultimately we're showing 50% weight to seat location, 50% to price. What I love in our app is you could then do 3 different section tailoring. You could tailor to be a baller, and then that will weight 90% to the seat location and 10% on price. Or you could just do the best deal, or then you could do more on the deal seeker, which will do 90% weighting to price and 10% on seat location.
And I'm sure it'll evolve too on different weighted balances according to the different events, types of events, seats, location, size of venue, and even timing someday, as AI, I'm sure, is learning the personal habits of the millions and millions of dollars that you save people. Because I think, what I love too about TickPick is the efficiency of, selling and buying, but also of providing those tickets. I won't mention a provider, but one of the most disappointing things that I have my office, my studio at a stadium, a brand new stadium, and the stadium has nothing to do with the ticketing process that goes on, but it is outrageously horrible, right? And it is one of the most. I mean, imagine spending millions of dollars in that situation, or imagine going, to one of my guys. I'm taking the first Cowboy game of his life, and you can't download the ticket, or it's not the ticket that you saw, or all forget the money, because you guys have saved more than $60 million for people, but forget the money. I was hosting a bunch of people in my suite at the last game, and to have 2 of them not be able to access their tickets, and then of course, the person at the gate has nothing to do with it, and you're sitting there, and then they're like, well, walk around here. That's not acceptable. And so it's really nice to know that the secondary market is controlled with great technology and innovation like yourself. Anything left that I'm missing out that is a great value or distinctive thing that you do in the space?
I mean, your point on the savings, we hit people over the head, hopefully not too hard, but we're showing all in pricing. We're the only one that's doing that. And so when someone looks at our prices compared to any of our competitors, on the surface, it may look more expensive, but you're going to get to a checkout that's going to be 20 to 30% in fees, that some of them are designed to hide them as late as possible, where you won't even see the final price until you put a credit card in, which to me is somewhat unacceptable. So, the Congress has looked into this. Maybe they'll do something. I'm actually for deregulation, but it is interesting to see in this case where I see the inefficiency there, because it's working for the people who are hiding those things. So yeah, we're showing all in pricing and ultimately saving people at least 10% on an average order.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of apathy and laziness. And I can't tell you, sometimes I spend so much time researching, et cetera. So the UI that's more difficult is working in their favors, because by the time you get to checkout, you don't want to go back and have to go through all of that, where it's efficient, effective, and statistically successful, because you get what you see, and it's very transparent in the value of what you provide, besides being able to save money. TickPick, a great place to go in the secondary market. I look forward to using it more. The app and the site, tickpick.com, TickPick app. Make sure you download that. Anywhere else people can find you or want them to follow at TickPick, TickPick.
Appreciate it.
You got it, my friend. Thanks so much, Brett. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Right on. Great business. I'm looking into creating an aggregator, or working with, let's say a Trivago or Booking.com, where they aggregate all of the secondary market and do a price comparison, a checkout price comparison, like we have in travel and cars and all the different things. We need an aggregator itself. Maybe TickPick will be the first aggregator, or we can partner with somebody. Give me a call if you're interested in that with me. Awesome. I'm contacting them today. Yeah, they're tremendous in allowing you to sell and buy on the secondary market. All right, we have time. Let me take another question. We've already had training today. It's Funky Fresh Friday. Everybody's joined on IG, Clubhouse, Facebook. We had over 50,000 people registered for training today. Holy moly. And it started with like 3 people at Lee Steinberg's office over 21 years ago. When vetting someone and asking the open and closed-ended questions, is it possible to ask too many questions? It is. Nobody's ever brought this up, Jesus. So I want to give you kudos, because this is starting to show that you're processing this information. So utilizing open-ended questions and then the closed-ended questions, you can, just like a lawyer, ask too many questions, right? The objective is, do I have enough information about that person, their situation, their perspective, and their values in order to effectuate the ability to articulate a quantitative value to exceed what I'm asking for? And so if we're asking open-ended questions to an open-minded, open-hearted, and open-handed person, and we're asking those questions, and we get to a point where we are confident that we can articulate the value that we're going to provide to exceed what we're asking for, aligned with the perspective and values of the person we're talking with, stop! All you're going to do is create interference, void shortages, obstacles, maybe create and have to re-engineer more than you have to by bringing up other topics and other subjects and losing focus on the purpose of the conversation, which is to see not only how you can be of service or value to that person, utilizing open-ended questions, but also how they can be of service or value to you, finding out and vetting if they have an open mind and open heart and open hands. I have an open-ended question guide that goes through this and understanding it's time to stop when you can articulate the value that you're asking for to exceed it. So make sure you reach out to me if you want the open-ended question guides on how to articulate and quantitate value to exceed what you're asking for, how to statistically and efficiently and effectively be more successful in what you're doing, how to ask for help, and find other people who not only can help you, but can find people to help you. Go ahead, reach out. Open-ended question guide, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll give you my ebook, my audiobook. I will sign a copy, send it to you, pay for shipping, pay for the book. david@dmeltzer.com. What a great Friday. We're rolling into the weekend. Know your what, your who, your how, your now, and apply your why, everybody. How? By being kind to your future self and doing good deeds. All right, we'll see you later. Have a great day. Take care.